Greetings everyone, this is Danny from harrtravel.com, your Royal Caribbean cruise experts, and we are so excited to be on the brand newly amplified Freedom of the Seas. I was on its very first maiden voyage, have so many incredible memories, but I can tell you, after cruising for a couple days here on board, the renovation, the amplification where they spent well over $100 million is stunning. The ship is in better shape than when she was brand new. So many new and innovative features that they've taken from all of your favorites, from the Oasis class, the Quantum class, they've put them right here on board the Freedom of the Seas. The ship is incredible, and we're gonna take you through every single one of the public spaces here on board so you can get an idea what the ship is all about. Now keep in mind, when you're ready to book your next cruise, reach out to Harr Travel. We would love to assist you. Now let's join as we follow along through the ship tour. So we're up on deck 12, which is one deck above the pool. So you've got two parts of the pool area. Splashaway Bay will be there in just a minute. That's dedicated to the smaller kiddos. And then of course, they added some amazing water slides I can't wait to show you as well. But right here is the heart and soul of the pool deck. It's the lime and coconut bar area and pool. So down below, you have two really large pools. You've got three extra large hot tubs as well, one in the middle, two that are shaded over to the side. Just behind, you're gonna find the movie screen. So they put that in, it's an extra large outdoor screen. They show first run movies, all kinds of different entertainment options tied in. And just below it is the bandstand. I know for me, as soon as I hear those steel drums going, my heart gets so incredibly happy, my blood pressure goes down, my smile gets big, and I know that I'm heading out on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Now down below, when they did the renovation, they added in these beautiful palm trees, that decor right there. You still have the showers as you've always had. You've got shade areas underneath here as well. But what they did is they put in the three-story lime and coconut complex. So down on the bottom level, you're gonna have a bar there. Up above, you have another bar with quite a bit of seating. We'll take you over there in just a second. And then above that, there's also a sky deck. But to me, the most noticeable thing that I see is all of the colors around the ship. So they put murals all around. So instead of having that white background that they had before, it's colorful, it's tropical, it's beautiful. They put in these incredible cabanas as well. And I wanted to point out they're first come, first serve. Unless, of course, you're talking about Mario's cabana. We'll get over there in just a minute. But I love that they put USB charging stations in here. They do have loungers all around as well if you want a little bit more sun. You can have service throughout as well. So you can get bar service at any of these loungers. They also put in these really colorful and fantastic day beds. So they're spread out throughout. And we have had no issue getting chairs and, well, setting up wherever it is that we've wanted throughout the cruise. Now, as we head back, I did want to point out that I'm on the walking, jogging track right now. So it wraps all the way around the main pool deck. My recommendation is utilize it in the morning or later in the evening because there's less people out. And of course, if you're in the Caribbean, the sun's a little easier on you as well. So as we continue on through the space, I'm just going to point out there's more loungers. You see the very top of the first cantilevered hot tub. We'll get down there at that deck in just a minute. I just wanted to show you a reference from up top. So now we're headed into the lime and coconut. So in addition to the bar itself, we'll head right in there, you have all of this new seating area. Once again, beautiful, all kinds of different colors. You've got shaded areas, you've got areas in the sun, and they added in these beautiful market lights, so in the evening, it just continues along with the fun. So you're gonna have a party here every single day. It's so much fun, and even for every member of the family, my daughter has learned to love a lava flow. Those of you guys who don't know, that's, well, actually, she really prefers the Miami Vice, the Virgin, of course. That's gonna be a pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri, but as she says, these smoothies are really awesome, Dad. So you've got all of the chairs and tables set up in bar-style seating. I'm gonna take you right down here as we go. Taylor, you got a couple steps right there. So I pointed this out from up above, but they put in all this brand new seating. You've got your cocktail areas you sit where you can put them down. Once again, they've thought of everything. They've taken everything that people love about their other ships, and they've put them here on board the Freedom of the Seas. You've got the high top pub tables, you've got the Adirondack chairs as well, and then right over here you can look down at the pool deck, get a glimpse of that, but it's also a fantastic place to set up and check out the large screen that they added on during the amplification. But from here, you can see all of the beautiful colors that they have. They've done an incredible job. Now, just like on the Oasis and Quantum class ships, you're gonna have a reserved area for concierge suites and Pinnacle. So this is a little bit of that area. Once again, beautiful decor, but I like that they've cordoned off just a little bit of that so you can have that upgraded experience that you've either purchased with the suite or that you've earned being Pinnacle. So now we're up on the third deck of the Lime and Coconut. I pointed it out on the far side of the ship, but I just wanted to point out here, they've got all of this beautiful furniture. They've got it set up, so if you want an area for two, you can do that. If you have friends traveling on board, or of course, my favorite part of cruising, when you meet and make brand new friends on board. So they've painted the floor. It's actually really cool. Added these incredible market lights up top for that amazing ambiance in the evening and later into the night. You've got more seating over here. Once again, this is that extension of the sun deck. And from here, you can also get an amazing view of the TV screen. So if you want to come up here when they're doing some of those movies, this is a fantastic spot for that. Just forward of the Lime and Coconut Bar down below, you're gonna find the adults only solarium. Now what I notice is the big difference between Voyager class and Freedom is that they really added quite a bit more space down there in the solarium. They also opened it up so you have a lot more sun areas as well. That bridge is a really cool addition, and of course the pool and bar. We'll get down there in just a minute, but I wanted to get you a top-down view first. Now just aft of the main pool area, you're gonna find Splashaway Bay. There's a large bridge that goes in between the two. You can see the back of the TV screen there for point of reference. There's stairways on both sides that head down to the main pool deck. But now we're at my daughter's favorite place on the entire ship, the brand new Splashaway Bay. They completely renovated it. They made a massive splash pad down below. There's a kids wading pool just behind it. You're gonna have a full waterfall. And then as we continue along through, you can see that they have water slides in the middle. There's several different sizes. Of course, my daughter absolutely loves it. I know your kids will as well. They've got one on the far side for the littlest of kids and one over here as well. So it's kind of separated out in different age groups, if you will. And then of course, we'll get to that in a minute. But the teenagers are gonna have those incredible water slides in the back. So once again, a quick overview. You've got the splash pads over on the far side, those water guns over there so you can squirt each other. You can run through all of that. And then once again, right in the middle, those incredible water slides with the massive splash bucket that's just going on right now. Your kids are gonna love it. So many, many years ago, I was the very first guest to go on board the Flowrider. Of course, the CEO at the time went on before me, but I've got a picture in my office. This was the very first Flowrider ever on a cruise ship. It was a revolutionary concept. They've now put it on every single ship that they can possibly put it on. You can see why our good friend Igor back there is absolutely shredding the surfing. And what's great is this is the first day of the Olympics. Well, it's not the first day, sorry. The first week of the Olympics, and surfing is an Olympic sport. So I think Igor's just training for the Olympics right now. But once again, it's a complimentary feature for guests. You can go surfing, you can go boogie boarding, you can have as much fun as you want for no additional cost. They also have some time set aside for people like Taylor who are on the highest level. So they block it off based on level of how good you are at it essentially. I'm not there at all whatsoever. I usually stick with the boogie board. I also wanted to point out from right here that this is a perfect place to see the brand new Perfect Storm water slide. So there's two water slides there. You've got the stairway that heads right on up. They end up right over there on the corner. They are phenomenal. In fact, I think they're the best water slides on board a cruise ship like this. Of course, the ones on the Harmony and the Symphony and the Oasis are next level as well too. One thing I wanted to point out is that they have the area over behind me where you're gonna check in. So if you're traveling with kids, you're gonna need to go and complete the release for them. If you're an adult, you complete the release as well. They're gonna go over all the rules. Make sure that you stay as safe as you possibly can and have the most incredible time here on board. Now, growing up with a dad who was a high school basketball coach, he coached for over 40 years, had so many wins, an unbelievable guy, and of course, coach. But everywhere we went, we had to practice our free throws. We also had so much family fun with the 3-on-3 competitions, even a little bit of dodgeball. So this sport court is used for soccer. You can see the net set up. The crew actually comes up here at night and they get some pretty crazy games going on. Once again, you're gonna have basketball, dodgeball, all kinds of fun activities. Let's see if we still got it. Wouldn't be a Harr travel tour without a little basketball. All right. Okay, all right, let's check on that bank. My dad was the king of the bank shot. I spent a lot of time shooting them growing up, so let's see if the bank is open. There we go. Bank's open, ladies and gentlemen. So many fun things to do here on board. You've got the basketball, of course. You've got the rock climbing wall. Now, once again, introduced on the Voyager of the Seas. Here, they took it to the next level. This ship is a Voyager Plus class ship, a Freedom class ship. You can see that they have different angles, so you can take it however you'd like. There's simpler ones that are a little more aggressive. Of course, Taylor likes to show off and do all of them. But the goal is to get all the way to the top and ring the bell. My brother and I used to have competitions all the time. I must say that I won quite a bit. He, of course, always said because I was taller. I think I'm just a better rock climber. Speaking of Olympic sports, one of my all-time favorite things to do on board a cruise ship is ping pong. So many different memories. They have tournaments. Really, to me, it's just about having fun and, well, slamming it here and there. So now we're at the very top front of the ship. So it's a combination space. You've got a huge area for sun loungers. So it's got these dividers in here so it stops the wind from blowing. It's a fantastic place to come and take in the incredible views, especially if you're doing some scenic cruising. So you can see here they have all of these loungers around, and it is an absolutely massive space. So those of you who love sun, this is the space for you. But at the very front of the ship, they moved the dunes, essentially, the Freedom Dunes, which is the miniature golf course. So it's right up here to the front. Before we get there, I just wanted to point out this car wash shower. I love that. It's a perfect place to hop in, cool off when you're staying in the loungers here. But now let's check out one of my favorite places on board any cruise ship, the miniature golf. So when this ship debuted, this was in the very back, so this is all a brand new space. Now, one of my all-time favorite activities to do on board a cruise ship is play miniature golf. It's complimentary. You can do it any time of the day into the evening. And on our last cruise, my daughter and I played quite a bit. It's just a fun, interactive thing that you can do any time that you'd like. So let's see what we got here. My brother and I used to have these crazy tournaments. So this is a par 3. This looks like a little bit of a difficult par 3, but let's see. What do you think, Taylor? I got this one? All right, let's lay up just a little bit there in the middle. I think I might have gone a little too far. Okay. Now, the seals add an extra level of complication. They're a little bit rowdy today, so we'll see what we got. All right, through, bounce back, okay. So there is hope for a par. Not a lot of hope, not a lot of room back here, but let's see. It's rolling, it's rolling. Play it where it lies, play it where it lies. All right, let's try it. I said par 4, right? All right, well, I got a bogey. Let's try this one. This one's a par 4. I usually do better on the longer ones. Right, let's go. Oh, all righty here. And just for point of reference, this is the very front of the ship wrapping around. You've got the lighthouse, you've got the seals over there, the boat, the dolphins, lots of fun interactive things. My all-time favorite, my daughter's is she says the Ariel clamshell over there, referencing the Little Mermaid. But let's see what we got here. Okay. And, oh, made it up the hill. That's step 1. Right, go. Going for eagle here. I'll see you later. It's never gonna happen again. So now we'll play the third hole here. You could do it 2 different ways. You can go right around the side, or, well, I'm gonna go through the Little Mermaid for my daughter. Yeah, that's gonna be a par 17. So for those of you keeping track at home, still no birdies. Oh well. So when filming this tour, we're on one of the very first sailings out post-pandemic. And so I wanted to point out that indoors, because this is a mixed vaccinated cruise, it doesn't meet the 95% threshold that the CDC had set. This particular cruise, you do need to wear masks inside. Now keep in mind, that's gonna change over the next couple months, years of course, and we expect you to be watching this video far into the future. So I just wanted to point that out that right now, I'm gonna put my mask on, head inside, and complete the tour. So join us as we head on in. So now we're getting ready to head into the Adventure Ocean area. And for me, it brings back so many memories. My very first cruise on board the Nordic Empress back in 1991. We loved the kids areas. We've continued to love it ever since. And now my daughter has fallen deeply in love with the Adventure Ocean. All of her favorite counselors. In fact, I'll give a quick shout out to Chicken Nugget on board the Adventure of the Seas. She still talks about how much fun she had throughout that. Now, I wanted to point out they added these interactive games throughout the ship. You can swipe right here, and you can play them all throughout the ship. A lot of fun for the kids. So much new digital technology added in. So now we're going to head in, and it's a completely redesigned Adventure Ocean program. So we're going to start with the play place. This is just a fun area where the smaller kids can come in. There's a little slide, lots of places to crawl around. You've got the huge crab back there in the corner that's always a lot of fun. But I know when my daughter was even smaller, when she was a young toddler, for her it was so much fun to get to have a play area like that and really just enjoy it. And for parents, it was a place that we could go that was outside of the cabin, indoors, air conditioned, where she could go have a great time, especially with her cousins. Next up is the arcade. So we're going to head in there real quick here. So this is an extra cost. It's important to talk about that with your kids before you come on board the ship. You can set a budget for them as well if you'd like. You've got all different arcade games, the skee ball, bowling, my all-time favorite air hockey. I'm gonna be crushing Taylor on that in just a few minutes here. You've got interactive Fruit Ninja. This is also a really cool VR ride, the Jurassic Escape. You put the headsets on, and then as we continue along, you got some basketball, and well, everybody loves a grab game. I think I'm gonna get Mario here in just a few minutes. Now, when Royal redesigned the Adventure Ocean program, they went with more of a Montessori-style concept, where it's much more about what kids like to do than strictly their age group. So now it's a 6 to 12-year-old concept. We're gonna head back through here, and the first space that we are going to encounter is the workshop. So we all know that every single kid is different, and if you find exactly what they like, they're gonna buy into it in such a better way. So let's head into the workshop first. So this is more of a STEAM concept, you know, science, technology, engineering, architecture, and of course, math. But what I love about this particular area is if kids are totally right brain or left brain, there's a place for them. So you have all the different arts and crafts supplies wrapped all the way around the back. You've got the high tops and the lower tables as well, depending on the kid's age. And they've got the easels here. So I know my daughter will absolutely love all of the different art opportunities. Now, as we continue on through this particular space, you're gonna find the movie area. So they have different interactive games that they play in here. You see all the Fat Boy beanbags in here. The kids absolutely love that. You're gonna have video games set up around the side, video games in the front. They'll do competitions and things along those lines, but they also can do a movie night. Keep in mind that your kids are entertained throughout the day, but it's also about enrichment. It's about learning and experience, even more so than just pure entertainment. That's been an evolution of the program, and as an educator myself, I absolutely love it. So now we're crossing into the arena. So this is for kids that are a little more active or want that particular activity throughout the day, because keep in mind, they can go back and forth as they like. All of this space is dedicated to the 6 to 12-year-olds. So along the windows here, you have these interactive tables. So what it is, it's basically a large screen here. You can tap it, and then the kids can play all kinds of different games. There's dozens and dozens of different games. They can play against each other. They can play solo games as well. So there's 3 of these right here. Then you're gonna have some classic games as well. Foosball, a little bit of fun hockey there. And then as we continue along, you can see it's set up like a sports arena. So this is where they'll have all kinds of different activities. They'll play soccer, they get out the bowling pins and they can play bowling. They've got Connect 4. Any kind of active activity is going to be done here in the arena. So what you can see, right brain, left brain, the combination of both, kids can go back and forth between them, and it really doesn't matter. You know, previously, if you were in the 6 to 9-year-old area and you wanted to do what somebody was doing in the 10 to 12, it wasn't possible. But now, it's all about keeping the kids engaged. Once again, as a classroom teacher for over a decade, engagement is everything. If they can find something that they love to do, they're gonna have a great time, which means mom, dad, the rest of the family are gonna have an incredible time here on board as well. Next up is AO Juniors, which is for the 3 to 5-year-old cruisers. So my daughter's 5 right now. This would be her space. And I love that they have everything that kids would absolutely love. So over here, you're gonna have a pirate ship. I can picture her up here being in charge and steering the ship, if you will. You've got a little slide down there in the corner. You've got these push buggies over on the side. And then over here, they have just a little bit of the sports equipment. So they're gonna have them engaged all throughout the day. They're gonna do different activities. You've got arts, you've got crafts, you've got sports. You see the different balls, little paddle tennis as well. And then down here, you're gonna have some more of those arts and crafts supplies. Now, as we get into the bigger part of the space, you can see you've got another one of those play areas over here to the side. You've got another place for them to sit on. Kind of looks like Sky from Paw Patrol. I know my daughter will really like that. And then you have the little castles, the small kitchens and things along those lines as well. So I'm looking back at my daughter just a couple years ago, actually, as I'm looking through these things here. Some memories flooding back. And then as we wrap right around the side, you're gonna have this huge wall of TVs. So they can do interactive games, they'll also do movies, and basically spread it out throughout the day. Once again, engagement from early in the morning until late into the evening. Whatever it is that the kids love to do, they're gonna have an activity for it in here. And like in all of the spaces, they have their own bathrooms. They're perfectly sized for them, so they're tiny. I know my daughter was potty training, and just after that, it was really nice and helpful for her to have that. And having it inside here is such an advantage. Now, something super unique to Royal Caribbean is Adventure Ocean's babies. So you can start at 6 months old on some cruises, some longer transatlantics, it's 12 months. But you can drop the kiddos off here. So once again, starting at 6 months old, they'll change them, they'll feed them, they'll keep them really happy. In fact, these are super nannies. It's absolutely amazing to see them put them down to sleep and then feed them. And once again, they just keep them super happy here. So you've got the check-in desk. I wanted to point that out. You've got these on every single one of them. When you open the door, it's going to notify them. So they've got a couple of those. They've got those in all of the different kids' areas. You're going to have to check in the very first day. And this is in all of the kids' spaces. Make sure you let them know who can pick them up, maybe grandma and grandpa are on board or some friends. You have to authorize that, and then you can utilize that throughout. But the space itself, you've got all the storage back here for all the baby supplies, and then wrapped around the corner, you're going to have the cribs and strollers. They also have a ton of play supplies out here, little scooters for them to go around on. Once again, I'm kind of looking at them now, and it's like a flashback to my life with a really young child. And once again, they're going to have all kinds of fun for them in here, keep them busy so that they're having a good time. You can go out and have a good time as well. So now we're headed into Social 33, which is the teen club here on board. It's a beautiful space, and once again, Royal Caribbean puts such an effort to make sure that every single member of the family has a great time. So you see in here, you have this beautiful modern furniture. They even have my chair tucked over here in the corner. I'll be back for you a little bit later, just saying that. But as you move around here, you're gonna have an indoor and outdoor space dedicated to the 13 to 17-year-old. So right around the corner there, you've got a couple rocker chairs. You're going to have a large flat panel TV. It's actually 4 screens put together. They do movies, interactive games, competitions, because all teens love to have a little bit of competition. You've got the pool table right here in the middle, foosball table, video games with the video rockers all around the corner, these nice little tucked away cubbies where they can sit, relax, read a book, chill, talk with friends. And then they have more of these really, really awesome screens. So they're interactive tables. It's touch screen, so you touch it. There's dozens and dozens of different games that you can play. Puzzles, checkers, chess. They even have a Rubik's Cube type game. And then lots of different competitions as well. So once again, highly interactive. Now as you look around this space, once again, it's absolutely beautiful. They completely redid this during the renovation. But what I love is they even added a special outdoor space as well. Let's walk out there now. So for point of reference, we're just below the Flowrider. This is the outdoor space dedicated to the teens. So you can see you have more of that beautiful modern furniture here. You've got the rockers, and then continuing along to the other side, you've got a few more here. But once again, the teens can spread out, have different experiences inside and outside. They even bring some of the games out here as well too. But it's really just a cool place to chill. And I don't know that you can see it, but they even put these beautiful market lights up here so that you can, like it says, pursue happiness, meet new people, be engaged, and have an incredible time. On the aft of the ship, you'll find the first of the specialty restaurants. It's Johnny Rockets. Those of you who know the brand from landside, it's a 50s diner concept. So when it debuted on the Voyager of the Seas, it was an absolutely huge hit. Because of that, you start out with my favorite, the French fries, and of course, the onion rings. And then you can order all kinds of different burgers. The chili cheese fries are out of this world. But for me, it's all about the milkshakes. So inside, you're gonna have more of this beautiful blue or beautiful red booth seating. You've got an open restaurant concept. You've got a bar over there. They've got jukeboxes at every single one of the seats. So you can play those 50s, 60s, and 70s classics that I grew up on, listening in my dad's van on an 8-track. I don't even think those are around anymore. I have to introduce that to my daughter at some point. This is an extra fee. It's a small nominal fee, but it's a fantastic upgraded option. Right on top of the Viking Crown Lounge, you're going to find the very top of the ship. It's now a meeting space. So you've got a large screen TV there. You can see it's set up for a meeting right now, but you can reconfigure it as you need. Something we do a lot of is put together groups and meetings, because what better place to do it than a cruise? All your food's included, family can come along and have an incredible time as well. So now we're just inside the Diamond Lounge. So this is accessible for those guests who are Diamond level or higher. So the biggest benefit here is the Diamond Concierge. They're going to be here throughout your entire stay. They can handle all kinds of reservations, answer questions, excursions, and things along those lines as well. They're an amazing resource and absolutely awesome people as well. Some of my favorite Royal Caribbean crew members I've spent a lot of time with are those Diamond Concierges. So the other thing that you can do in here You have a continental breakfast in the morning if you want a quick grab and go. And then in the evening, every single day, they're gonna have some hors d'oeuvres that are laid out there. I've had my fair share of chicken wings and pigs in a blanket and some other things like that here. And then underneath, you see that they have beers, wines, sodas. So they'll have a complimentary happy hour every single day in the evening as well. What I love about this is it's a pretty underutilized space during the day. So I'll come up here, read a book, relax. And something that I really like about this particular Diamond Lounge is there's also a fantastic outdoor area as well. Let me take you out there. Now we're just outside here. You can see that they have tables and chairs set up. So you can hang out with your brand new friends that you've just met on board, or if you're traveling with friends and family. And just for point of reference, this heads all the way back and it overlooks the sport court and the rock climbing wall. So if you want something that's a little bit more interactive, you can head out to the table that looks directly over that. If you want something a little more private and quiet, just step back here. It's a perfect place to take your cocktail out in the evening during that complimentary happy hour. So one of the signatures of Royal Caribbean from very early on, and a way that you can always pick out their ships, is the beautiful Viking crown that sits on top. Now here, it's a multi-use space. So you see right behind me, you've got the entrance to Oliver Twist. That's this whole bar area. So in the evening, they'll have a DJ there. Sometimes they'll have live music. They have get-togethers for different occasions. This is also a place that's great to come up during the day. It's usually very relaxed and chill, not much going on. They'll have some activities here and there. But really, it's a bar. So it does get a little bit busier in the evening, a lot of fun. But what I love about this is wrapped all the way around the crown in the very front, looking down at the splashaway bay, the pool deck, the incredible world that's out there as you're sailing. You have those amazing views with the angled windows looking down. So you've got couch seating on the far side, some love seats. Once again, you can get together with 2 people for all of your brand new friends. And then right here is the Oliver Twist bar. So it wraps all the way around on both sides. You can see it's a really massive one, a big size difference from what you're gonna find on the Voyager class. They're gonna serve up all your favorite drinks, and of course, it's the bartenders that make it unique and special. There's so much fun here on board, and well, they're gonna keep the drinks flowing and keep you really happy. Now we're just inside the suite lounge. This is an area reserved just for those guests staying in a suite, or of course Pinnacle members as well. So it's a private space. You're gonna have the suite concierge. They'll be here throughout the entire stay here. They can take care of all of the details that you need, answer your questions, make reservations. Basically anything that you can imagine on the ship, they know the answers to. Now in this space, they're gonna do a continental breakfast every morning just over here. You've got the coffee machine that you can come make your own anytime that you would like. And then in the evening, they're gonna have hors d'oeuvres and a complimentary happy hour. What I love about this space is you can come anytime during the day or later into the evening. It's an absolutely beautiful space. You can see all the brand new furniture. You've got these large purple couches. You've got different seating areas for 2, 4, 6. It's a great social area as well. But what's so incredible about this, just like in the Diamond Club, are the amazing views out the side of the ship. So you get these incredible floor-to-ceiling windows that wrap all the way around. Just for a point of reference, we're on the port side of the ship, and so we're looking at the port side of these incredible windows on the Viking Crown Lounge. And what I love too is that they also added a fantastic outdoor space. Let's head on out there now. So now we're in the extension of the Suite Lounge, the beautiful outdoor space. They have these brand new modern couches out here with the coffee tables. And then as we continue further on out, you're also gonna have tables and chairs. So this is that great place where you can take the continental breakfast in the morning, the hors d'oeuvres in the evening, or if you wanna have a cocktail. Now, just like the Diamond Lounge as well, what I love is that it extends further out to the front where the sport court is. So if you want something that's a little more interactive, some people watching going on, you also have the incredible water slides back behind there. You've got a really diverse space here. So inside or out, this is reserved just for suite guests and Pinnacle members, a really fantastic getaway. For decades, Royal has been known for the quality of their spa. We're gonna head on in and check out the Vitality at Sea Spa. So think of it as an extension of your favorite spa at home. You can do all of the different treatments, the massages, the wraps, the facials. And what I love is they've now added on a full Medi Spa experience. If you want to do the skin tightening, all of those things, the thermage, cool sculpting, and of course my all-time favorite, the seaweed wraps. But what I love even more is they have a fantastic acupuncturist as well. It's one of the ways that I've dealt with my back pain with my herniated disc for a while. So I'm going to be seeing Dr. Anita in just a few minutes. This is where you're going to check in. They're going to answer all of your questions, make sure that you understand everything that you need to know about the spa. And first, let's head into the salon. So as we head into the salon, it is a full service salon. So once again, all of the things that you can get at home, you can do here, whether you want a revolutionary haircut or you just want to get done up to go out, maybe you're getting married or have a special occasion on board. They do have a full manicurist here, so you've got a couple manicure spots. You also have the pedicure over here, and what makes me really happy, big enough for my size, 15 feet. I'm gonna come back here. I think it's important that every single person take care of their body, grooming standards and all of that. Well, I just like to be spoiled, I'm not gonna lie. Over here is where we head over to the areas where they're gonna have all of the hair stations. So once again, your favorite hair and salon treatments at home, you can get here on board. And they also have a new teeth whitening as well. So once again, lots of different options. You choose, it's something that you can do or not, just depending on your preferences. Now, before we head into the relaxation room, I just wanted to point out, you might be wondering why I'm not wearing a mask. On this particular cruise, there are certain designated areas that are for vaccinated guests only, and in those areas, you do not have to wear a mask. Now, keep in mind, this is an evolving thing. The protocols are gonna change over the next couple months and years, and as your travel advisor, we'll make sure and notify you of that. Now we're headed into the relaxation room. This is the area where you can sit and relax before your treatment. The whole idea behind it is to get yourself in that Zen mindset so you can maximize the value of your treatment, be super relaxed. You can also come here afterwards. And when their treatments are active, they're gonna have it set up over here where they're gonna have infused waters, juices, and teas. Once again, where you can sit back and maximize that spa experience. Now we're inside one of the spa treatment rooms. You can see here, it's where you're gonna get a massage. Really nice and relaxing. My all-time favorite, of course, is the hot stone massage, but they could do Swedish, deep tissue, whatever it is that you prefer. Now, I did want to point out that they have a shower in here. It's a really nice touch. And then as I continue along, once again, they do seaweed wraps, they do facials, all of your favorite things. And well, this is my least favorite and favorite sound in the world, because it means your spa treatment's over. You get your nice flower, relax, and you know that you just had an incredible massage and you'll probably be back again. The big hits on the newer ships was El Loco Fresh. I love that they have a great grab and go area. You've got a taco bar, burritos, quesadillas. These are ready to go for you. That fast casual concept is such a wonderful addition here. And then to cap it off, you've got the full El Loco Fresh bar over in the corner, and you've got the salsa station continuing along. So if you want some fantastic Mexican food, something quick, fresh, and easy, El Loco Fresh is a great place to try out, and it is complimentary. Now, a brand new concept that has debuted on board Freedom of the Seas is Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. So this is different than their previous restaurants. It's also different than Jamie's as well. The whole concept behind it is a family-style meal, the best ingredients that you can possibly have, but much more familiar and relaxed. It's a little less of a formal Italian meal and much more about getting the family together, having a lot of smiles, laughs, and incredible food. The menu looks unbelievable. I can't wait to dig into it shortly. In fact, they were doing some tastings and testings back there just a few minutes ago. Now you can see in here, it's kind of that Italian farmhouse style, really meant to be a casual concept where you can have all of your favorites. And it's not just true Italian food, it's kind of that Italian-American experience with Italian, pretty much anything that you love, that creamy burrata, the carbonara, fettuccine Alfredos, they have all of those in here. It's a really, really amplified experience that they put in when they renovated the ship. So you can see as we walked by, they had quite a few large family-style high top tables. They've got the low tops as well for 2, 4, 6. Booth seating, there's more booth seating all the way around. Really, really beautiful and exquisite decor. Now, one of the things I'm most excited about is they put in a brand new pizza oven. And what they do here is, of course, they throw those pizzas in to order, they bring them right out, they go right to your table. They're really, really dedicated to the quality of the food, and I think you're gonna be blown away if you try it. So just a few of the exquisite choices that the chef has put together for us here. You've got the spaghetti bolognese, an all-time classic favorite. You've got the Giovanni's house salad with that beautiful Parmesan Reggiano right on top there. Chicken Parmigiano, or as I call it, chicken a la Taylor, because he's gonna crush that in a few minutes. And then Giovanni's pizza right there. So there's 9 different pizzas that you can choose from. Of course, you can mix and match as you like. You're gonna be blown away by this incredible dining experience. So as the saying goes, you mix the lime and the coconut, you stir it all around, and then you go to the best bartenders in the business. Hey, Alex, how's it going?
I'm good, Danny. How are you? Your gin and tonic?
I already knew what I needed. Absolutely delicious. But more than that, guys, the crew is so happy to be back here on board. They're happy to be providing incredible service, but they have a lot of fun too as well.
Yes,
you see them? Yeah, they're gonna bring the party. They're gonna continue the party. And what I love is this party includes my favorite thing of all time, the steel drums as well. Should we get it going, guys? I need, wait, where's the music? Just kidding.
There you go.
Time to sail away. Safety is a critical part of what Royal Caribbean does. They do an amazing job at it. Just wanted to point out on the deck, including at Coco Cay as well, you're gonna have life vests. They have them for the smaller kids all the way up to adults. So if you think you might need one or your kiddo might, I highly recommend that you utilize them while you're here. They do have lifeguards on duty, but of course it's always the parents that are in charge of their kids. And once again, you know their safety levels, so make sure that you take advantage of those. Those of you who know me know that my happy place is Sprinkles. How's it going, Aaron? I think it's time. Some soft serve ice cream. Yeah, he knows me. I'm gonna go ahead and have 2 scoops. So what I love to do is they have this really cool feature where you can get a swirl ice cream, right? You can take the chocolate and the vanilla. But over the years of cruising, I've learned that there's even a better way to do soft serve. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, you can start with 1, right? It's just a plain vanilla. It's like eating a memory. Oh my goodness, so incredibly good. But what I've learned is you don't have to do the swirl. It's really encouraged by a lot of people, but for me, what I do is I take both of them. Thank you, Aaron, you are incredible. And I put them together. So right next to Sprinkles Ice Cream, they have the Patty 5-star Dive Center. You can get fully certified to dive on board, or of course, if you're already dive certified, you can have a wide variety of excursions that will encourage that. But while you go scuba diving, I'm gonna continue to eat my soft serve. Now, when I learned about this ship before I did the inaugural, one of the coolest innovations was the cantilevered hot tubs. This is a very first in the industry. So you're actually sticking out over the side of the ship. The side of the ship is right here, so this structure juts out. It's a fantastic place to sit, relax, take in all of the incredible places that you're visiting in the world. And it's also open up top, so you've got a glass dome, you got that breeze coming in as well. This is part of the adults only solarium once again, which means, well, it's just the adults having a good time. Now the solarium on board the Freedom class is quite a bit bigger than on the Voyager class. You can see there's a ton of space out here. You've got loungers wrapped all the way around. It's that adults only area. So you got those extra padded loungers, they wrap all the way around the side of the ship. You get those incredible views out the front side. And then once again, you're gonna have more loungers over there. But what I love is they've really opened up the space so you have the huge adults only sun deck area. So as we continue out through the space, you see you have even more of those loungers. You've got a couple showers you can utilize before you get in the pool, after the pool, same thing with the hot tubs. And a really cool innovation on this one is the bridge. So this bridge actually goes up and over the pool. So I'll head up over there now so that you can cross over, but also provides a little bit of shade underneath. But this is at a really, really large space dedicated to just the adults where you can get away, relax, have a drink or two. In fact, next up is the Solarium Bar. Now, if you're gonna have an adults only area, of course, you need a bar. The Solarium Bar is fantastic. They're gonna service the entire area in here. They will have servers coming around, but you can head right on up, belly up to the bar, meet some of my best friends in the entire world, Ethel and Maria, and they're gonna make some amazing drinks. I like one with a couple shots in it, just saying. So now we're headed into the Vitality at Sea Fitness Center. Now, as soon as we head into the aerobics area, this is where they're gonna do all kinds of different classes. Those of you who are fans of this ship and been on it previously, this is where they put the first ever boxing rink at sea. Of course, things evolve over the years. They've now renovated it and put in a fantastic aerobic studio. So right now it's set up for spin class, and then just behind you have a ton of equipment that you can utilize. The kettlebells, medicine balls, you've got all the small weights here, the bounce balls, and I really love that they have a ton of these foam rollers that you can come up. I'll sit on that and go ahead and stretch out. I utilize that all the time here on board, even if I'm not doing a full exercise routine. So as we head into the main part, you're gonna find that they have a ton of different stair steppers. So this is all facing out to the front of the ship. Continuing along, you're gonna have the elliptical machines as well. I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'6". I love that I can utilize these and not hit my head on the ceiling. A lot of cruise ships, that's not the case. So you've got the circuit machines all the way over here on the side. You've got some TRX over in the corner as well. And then all along the front of the entire ship, you're gonna find more aerobic exercise. So you're gonna have the ellipticals, you have the treadmills, you've got more of those here. So you can see you've got some ellipticals here as well. All of this is brand new equipment added on when they did the massive amplification. Continuing along, they have the bikes set up along the wall there. I love that they have the seated bikes, also the high bikes as well too. And then over in the corner, you're gonna find a little more of that TRX equipment, and you're gonna have all of the free weights. So you've got the dumbbells, you also have the barbells there as well. Little more of the aerobic exercise equipment. You wanna work on the abs a little bit. Maybe I'll be back though. I might work on my abs in the dining room, I'm just saying. But all along the back wall, you're gonna have the dumbbells. I love that they have even the highest weights. I can't lift them, but Taylor and some other people can. So now we're gonna head into the Windjammer buffet, the classic buffet option here on board. Of course, always stop. I love that they've added in even more of these hand washing stations. Royal Caribbean's always been ahead of that. They do an incredible job with safety and health. Let's see here, all right. Head and wash my hands. And now I'm gonna head in and dig in to the different buffet options. Now, the space looks stunning. They did an incredible job when they renovated it. We're gonna head into the main part, and the first place that we're gonna encounter is the bar, but it's more than just a bar. It's where I start my morning every single day, because you can have a coffee. They have an incredible espresso maker right here, and it's also where they do the fresh squeezed juices. Now, throughout the day, of course, if you're dining for lunch, dinner, or you want that Bloody Mary in the morning, they've got the full bar setup right here. So as we head back, we're gonna encounter the first of the buffet options. So they have quite a few different diverse options throughout the day. They just put away lunch, they'll have dinner out in a minute, but those go all the way along here. But keep in mind, I always recommend heading to the back. Now there's seating all along the front here. It's spread out basically in a large circle all the way around it. We're gonna continue to head on back. We have the first of the beverage stations, and then I wanted to point out the Coca-Cola machine. So you're gonna have these throughout the ship. Right now it's shut down because they're turning over the place. But essentially what it is if you have the Coke package or the premium beverage package, all you have to do is you set your tumbler right there. It's gonna read the RFID chip, and you can customize it as you like. So if you want that cherry Coke or Sprite with lime, you can do any of those mixes and matches. And to me, a perfect vacation is one where you can get exactly what you want. So as we continue further back into the Windjammer, you have a ton more seating. You got these high top tables for 10, 12. You're gonna have tables for 4, 6, 8, all around, and it wraps completely around the place. So here you're gonna find the deli, all kinds of different deli meats and sandwiches and different favorites. Once again, they're gonna mix it up throughout your entire cruise. And now we're in the back area. Now I always recommend finding a seat in the very back, especially on boarding day, because those are always open and they look out the back of the ship in these beautiful glass windows. Now back here is going to continue along where you have all the classics, hot dogs, burgers, pastas, the grill. So you can have all those different grill options there. Now keep in mind this is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're going to mix it up and refresh it throughout. And then I love that they have these stations set up in the middle. So there's 4 different stations here where you can grab and go. They'll have a lot of items prepared for you. Or of course, they're gonna have a salad bar as well for you to choose from. You've got all of the condiments along the side, and then another one of the beverage stations. In fact, Taylor, let's head over there. Let me just show you what that's all about. So they're gonna provide service for you here, but you've got coffees and teas. They're all complimentary. You're gonna have infused juices, lemonade, iced tea, fruit punch, water, things along those lines. So they'll provide all of those to you here. All you got to do is let them know what you want. They'll hand it to you and you'll continue along. Now as we continue through the space, you can see they have more of these grab and go stations set up. You got a couple more in the middle, and then in the back, morning, it's going to be the egg station where you can get omelets, eggs to order, and then once again, as throughout the day, it's going to progress. But what I love about this particular Windjammer, they really understood on the Voyager class that they needed a little bit more space here, and they added a ton of space. So there's a ton of seating all the way around. So I talked about the seating on the sides and in the front, but back here it really opens up. So you've got these tables for 4, 6, 8, or 10. You can push them together. In fact, I remember a Thanksgiving meal here with my entire family. You've got the booth seating and bench seating, and then my favorite seats, once again, up against the glass. Taylor can't film that way right now, but essentially it's wrapped all the way around here, so you've got an incredible amount of seating. If you want a casual eating option, the Windjammer is the place for you, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Just inside the Windjammer, you're gonna find Chops. This is the original Royal Caribbean specialty restaurant. It's a steakhouse, all of your favorites. I love the ribeye here, that's always my favorite. But they have all the different cuts of meats, all of your favorite sides as well. And it's a pretty expansive menu. Now it is an extra charge. Keep in mind that you can purchase an unlimited dining package, or you can purchase that a la carte where you do one restaurant at a time. Now behind me is the kitchen. I love that they have that open kitchen concept. It's incredibly intoxicating to come in, get all of those smells, and it's really gonna get you in the mood to order an incredible steak, seafood. Once again, lots of different options in here. Now as we walk further in, I just wanted to point out a few things of the space. Once again, they got tables for 2, 4, 6. They can put them together for larger groups as well. They've got an incredible array of wines. So if you're a vinophile, you're gonna find a fantastic match to pair with your steak in here. And then I also wanted to point out that this is where they're gonna do breakfast for the suite. So every single day, if you want that a la carte breakfast option, you can have. Now along the back there, you're gonna have the booth seating. You can see quite a few different options here all the way around. Once again, that really classic steakhouse vibe. So now we're on deck 5, which is the interior heart of the ship. On one side, you're gonna have the guest services desk. So this is there where the pursers will take care of anything to do with money. You can settle up your account, you can ask them any questions, you can get the updated schedules for the day. Basically, you can think of the hotel front lobby desk. That's exactly what they do. On the other side, you have the stunning R bar. This is another one of those bars that was completely renovated during the amplification. It's meant to pay homage to the 70s or so. You know, you got those velvety, really plush and beautiful looking furniture over there. This is just a great place to grab a drink. It's right on the edge of the promenade, a great place to meet people as well. But I love to finish my day there with a nightcap. Now we're gonna head on to the Royal Promenade. So this debuted on the Voyager class. The Freedom was the first of its class, the Freedom class, if you will. It's also known as the Voyager Plus class. But this is the city street. It's like a full block anywhere in the world. And what it's all about is bringing together all of your favorite things. First up is Next Cruise. So you know you're gonna have a great time on board. The best place to book your Royal Caribbean cruise is right on board the ship. You're gonna get those extra discounts and amenities that you only can get here on board. Of course, as your advisor, we're gonna take care of all of those details for you so that we can handle that as soon as we get home. So make sure you let us know, but they'll also send us a confirmation for you. Next up is the market. This is where you're gonna find everything to do with water sports. So if you need to get a new bathing suit, you wanna upgrade your scuba equipment, whatever it is, that's what they can do in there for you. They also have quite a bit of retail when it comes to swimsuits, bags, and outdoor type things. Next up is the Shore Excursions desk. These are your experts in the areas where you are visiting. They're able to answer all of your questions about the shore excursions, make bookings, update them, and essentially assist you with everything off the ship. Next up is Cafe Promenade. So on the Freedom, they split this apart a little bit. So the Cafe Promenade is where you're gonna find a coffee shop. I love that they have that partnership with Ely Coffee, one of my all-time favorites. They've got desserts, grab-and-go snacks, sandwiches, things along those lines. You've got seating inside and out on the promenade itself. But that's where you're gonna find Taylor because that's the primary coffee shop here on board. Now, they also have a partnership with Ben & Jerry's. You can see the cows up there. You got Vermont's finest ice cream, absolutely delicious options in there. That is an extra charge, but I highly recommend that you check that out while you're on board, especially if you're an ice cream lover. Now we're gonna head through the middle of the promenade, and I wanted to point out this is the first of the fire breaks. So when they designed the Voyager class ships, this was a big challenge for them. How do they separate out a massive space like this? You always have to prepare for emergencies. There hasn't been any, in that sense, so it's working perfectly, but this was a architectural achievement, and you can see those open up there, and those are massive fire doors like you're gonna find on any ship in the entire world, not just cruise ships. You always have to have that built into the design. So as we continue along, you have the port merchants. This is where you can get different kinds of alcohol, tobacco, things that you want to take home with you. Now keep in mind, you get that duty-free pricing, and a lot of those products, a big portion of the price is the duty. So that's just something to consider if you like, but keep in mind that if you purchase alcohol, they're gonna deliver it to you the last day of the cruise. It's not meant for consumption on board. It's meant for you to take home with you. Regalia is fine jewelry and watches. So if you want a little retail therapy, you can do that right there. And then as we head on, I wanted to point out the classic car. So the CEO of Royal Caribbean Group, Richard Fain, is a huge classic car fan, and he's also a big teddy bear fan as well too. So you always see these on the Royal Promenades on all the Royal Caribbean ships. Now this particular one is in front of Vintages. Vintages is the wine bar on board. They do all kinds of wine tastings. If you're a vinophile, you're gonna find what you love in there. They also have a partnership with Robert Mondavi Wineries, and you'll see a lot more on that in there as well. Now as we head over to the other side, you've got the logo and souvenir shop. So if you are a big Royal Caribbean fan like we are, You can get your hats, shirts, all of those different things. In fact, you can even get some matching gear as well. I think Taylor and his wife Kate have that outfit as well, rocking the crown and anchor wherever it is that you go. Now, when I think of gathering together with friends, I always think about a pub, and that's what the Bull and Bear is. It's a place where you can gather. Of course, if they're doing different activities here on the promenade, one of the parades, these spots are classic. They're gold for you to have because they'll also add in some activities up on top of the bridge. We'll get there in just a second. But what I wanted to show is you've got a full bar in here. It's a massive bar inside. You've got the high top pub style seating. You also have the booths and low seats as well. You can put these together to gather with your friends. On the other side, you have Solera. This is where you're gonna find makeup, perfume, different kinds of things like that. And once again, it is completely duty free. So a lot of times you can save some money. Just below here is the Casino Royale. So you can access that directly from the promenade. You can also get to it from deck four down below. But if you love a little bit of gaming, that's the casino down there. We'll get there in just a minute, but I wanted to point out that you can access it from right up here on the promenade. Now on Freedom, they separated out Sorrento's Pizza and the Cafe Promenade. So this is, imagine your favorite pizza joint. That's what this is here. So it's open late into the evening, early in the morning. You've got all kinds of antipasta options to choose from. Sometimes they'll have some desserts in there as well, but it's all about the pizza pie. They've got the huge pizza ovens back there. Pizza is always ready for you. I've been here a few times, especially later in the evening. Last up is the collection. So this is where you're gonna find more retail, lots of bags. They've got a partnership with Michael Kors. You also have Regalia Jewelers. Taylor loves to go in there and check out all of the different watches. So once again, there's a huge assortment of retail. If that's something you're interested here on vacation, or maybe you do well at the casino, pop on up and buy your loved one a nice gift. Now this is the end of the main part of the promenade. Now we're gonna head into the lounge. At the forward part of the promenade, you're gonna find the Star Lounge. This is another one of those multi-use spaces. So they use it in the evening for things like karaoke, dance parties. You'll use it during the day for trivias, bingo, things along those lines. But if they can do lectures in here, they can do all kinds of different options. In fact, we even play Family Feud on our last cruise. So it wraps all the way around. It's the full width of the ship. You're gonna have different style seating, and it's tiered as you go from the top down to the bottom here. We're down here on the dance floor now. You see you've got the full stage there. Once again, one of my favorite things to do is karaoke in here. I apologize in advance to your eardrums, but there we go. So along the wall, you're gonna have the booth seating with chairs. You've got quite a bit of it all the way around here. Once again, beautiful brand new furniture. Now tucked away in the back, you're gonna find the bar. They'll provide bar service for all of the different events in here. And what I love about this particular venue as well is it's a great meeting spot where you can meet family and friends at different times of the day. Now at the end of the promenade, just in front of the Star Lounge, you're gonna find the card room. So this is where you can come in, play cards, different kinds of board games with family and friends. You can borrow them here or of course bring your own. Now, for those of you who've been on here before, this used to be the cigar lounge. It's a really nice space, brand new, beautiful furniture. You've got little nooks. I love coming in here during the day too. You can read a book. It's usually a really quiet place, kind of more like a library card room combination. So now we're inside the Royal Theater. It is an absolutely massive venue. We're up here on the top deck. You've got stadium style seating all around here, down below as well. You can fit a couple thousand people in here for the incredible Broadway style production shows. They are massive shows that they put on. In addition to that, they're also gonna do comedians, special acts that they bring on board, singers. And then of course, once again, I mentioned those Broadway style shows, but it's what Royal is really known for. Nick Weir, who's the head of entertainment, has done an incredible job taking it to the next level each and every time that they've debuted a new show here on board. Once again, they also use it for enrichment. It's a multi-use venue. You're gonna love it. I highly recommend you come and visit at least one or two of the shows throughout your stay. All right, so now we're in Azumi Sushi Bar and Hibachi. How's it going, my friend? I haven't seen you since Harmony. Looking good, got a new helmet? I like that, that's pretty awesome. So right here in the middle and set all the way around the sides, you're gonna find the hibachi tables. So this is such a fun and interactive experience to do with the family. My daughter loves it. I like that you get dinner and a bit of entertainment. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. You see that some of them are a little bit bigger and wrap all the way around. So if you're dining with friends or meeting friends for the first time, you can dine here. So they've got all those classic options that you'll find at a hibachi. You got the chicken, steak, fish options. But what I really truly love is that they've combined it with the sushi bar. So you can come in here and just have the sushi bar experience if you like. The phenomenal rolls. I usually come in for a pre-dinner sushi, and then sometimes a post-dinner sushi. But the sushi chefs are fantastic. I love to sit here because it's such an interactive experience. But they've put this here right across from the Schooner Bar. It's a really nice venue. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm gonna be dining here, well, I've already dined here a couple times on board and probably every single day on the cruise. Now I know I have not been on a Royal Caribbean ship until I head to the Schooner Bar. So this is the nautical theme bar on board. They have it on all of their different cruise ships and it's a multi-use venue. There's a piano in here, so you're always gonna have a singer here in the evening doing sing-alongs, lots of great entertainment. They use this for trivia, all kinds of different events. You've got the full bar that wraps all the way around. You can see the sails. Once again, the homage to its nautical theme. You got the TV up there as well. But once again, it is a royal tradition. You're gonna come here, do some trivia, sing-alongs, and just have an incredible time. Next up is Casino Royale. If you love to game, this is a fantastic option for you. You've got all of the classic different slot machines over on the side, Wheel of Fortune. They've got them tucked all the way around. You've got Keno, poker, all of those types of things. And then here in the middle, you're gonna find the different table games. So you've got blackjack, 3-card poker, ultimate Texas Hold'em, then you've got roulette. Now, what I wanted to point out as we walk through the space is you've got the stairway right in the middle. So that's gonna head directly up to the Royal Promenade. So we saw that from up above on the Royal Promenade there. The casino continues and wraps all the way around the side. You got some more of those classic slot machines. Of course, the bar right in the middle, they'll provide the bar service to the entire casino, or you can sit here and have a drink as well. Now on the far side, we're gonna find even more table games. You've got another roulette, craps over there. You're also gonna have another roulette table and then more blackjack, 3-card poker, and ultimate hold'em. They're gonna mix and match those as they go. And they also have a great game of poker as well. And I love that it's hand dealt here on board. It's one of my favorite social cruise experiences. Now to me, one of the most incredible things that they redid and added on board this ship is Playmaker's Sports Bar. They've evolved it over the last couple ships, and here it is absolutely massive and spectacular. It's an incredible sports bar feel. So you're gonna have pub food to choose from. It's an upgraded option if you wanna participate in that. You also have a huge bar here and TVs wrapped all the way around. So for point of reference, there's TVs all the way around here. Then on the far side, you're gonna have pool tables, you have an arcade, you have some booth style seating if you wanna sit down and just have a meal. You got some foosball here in the middle. Now Taylor was really excited to see the AFL on board, some Aussie football. I love that they have that. As we continue along, you can see the high top pub tables, more of the bar right here. And then wrapped just around the corner, you're gonna find the owner's box. So this is a phenomenal place to come on board, watch a sporting event, college football, NFL, basketball, baseball. They're gonna have all of that here. But if you want to reserve a special place just for you, the owner's box is tucked just around. There's actually 2 of them here. Here's the first one. The second one's over there. You can see the massive screen. It's actually 9 large screen TVs put together. Another couple over here in the corner. You have that bar and food service. A really cool upgraded experience. But I am blown away by this addition here on the Freedom of the Seas. Now I mentioned the arcade, but part of it that makes me really, really happy is they have Shuffleboard, one of those all-time classic bar games. And then they also have some vintage games as well. This massive game of Pac-Man right here, Battle Royale. They have Donkey Kong, classic Ms. Pac-Man, and also Defender. So I'm gonna be nerding out here in just a few hours. Another amazingly beautifully redone space here on board is Bolero's. This is the Latin theme bar and also lounge. So they're gonna have live music here in the evening. You can see all of the beautiful decor. You got the incredible bartenders, and then there's seating all the way around on both sides. So if you're looking for something a little more active, hopping in the evening, there's always some great dancing, music going on in here. In fact, here's the large dance floor there, and you got the musicians tucked just behind. So now I'm on deck 3 in the main dining room, and as you can see, it is an incredibly stunning 3-story dining venue. So you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in here. Of course, the dinners are what they are known for. You're gonna love the food, the ambiance, and of course, the incredible wait staff does an amazing job. Now you're gonna have a wide variety of foods to choose from. They have all of the classics that you've come to love. They'll mix and match every single day. So once again, if you want that steak, salmon, chicken, things like that, they're gonna have them every single day. And then they're gonna mix it up even more. Now, as you look around, there is a wide diversity of seating. They've got seats all along the walls there where the windows are. You've got seating in the middle here, tables for 2, 4, 6, all the way up to 10. And one of the most classic experiences is the amazing staircase there at the end. It's stunningly beautiful, pays homage to the old school of ships and cruising in general. At the very top, it's actually where they do the chef's table experience. I highly recommend that if you haven't tried it before. It's an incredible wine-paired experience. It does come at an additional cost, but I think you'll find it well worth it. But my all-time favorite thing is when they do the celebration of nations. So you're gonna have all the wait staff here, usually once or twice throughout the cruise. They'll be lined up on there. They'll play several different songs, sing along, everybody's waving their napkins, having a great time. But the whole idea is a cruise is where everybody comes together to try new and different things. I've tried so many things on a cruise ship that I may not have paid to order at home, and then I found out that I absolutely loved it. It's great for kids as well too, getting them to try new things. But once again, if you love the classics, they're gonna have them every single day for you. Now we're inside Studio B. On board the Voyager of the Seas, Royal Caribbean blew everybody's mind with the first ever ice rink at sea. And then on the Freedom class, they made it even larger and more interactive. So you have seating all the way around. It's all stadium style seating, and it's a multi-use venue. You can come and ice skate. In fact, this pulls all the way back and the seats stack up. You're gonna come in here and you can get ice skates, you can borrow them. It's a complimentary feature. So if you wanna go out and enjoy the ice yourself, you can. They do an incredible production show. In fact, Royal Caribbean is one of, if not the largest employers of ex-Olympic skaters, because they have a full show that they put on here on all of their ships that have the ice skating rink. Now, in addition to that, they can put a wood floor right over the top of it. I've seen them do a 50s sock hop, a 70s party. They even do the Quest in here, which is my all-time favorite game on board a cruise ship. It's an adults-only game. If you know what I'm talking about, you're gonna love it. If you don't, I highly recommend that you check it out. But as you can see in here, it's a beautiful space. It's a huge space. So it's the entire width of the ship. You've got the windows on either side. You've got all the sophisticated lighting and sound equipment up above. They completely redid it during the renovation. And then you also have a full bar up there, so they'll provide bar service throughout the show as well. But once again, an incredibly unique venue on board a cruise ship. Nobody does it quite like Royal. Now, one other thing that they've put in here recently is laser tag. So it's all done with inflatables. They put the floor down here and they have the inflatables all the way around. Growing up, I loved doing laser tag. Being a kid of the 90s, it was one of my all-time favorites. Taylor as well. We used to go over to Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom back in the day in Redlands, where we both grew up. But it's just another way that they've amplified and made the experience even more awesome. Now, one of the classic places to be on a cruise ship is the promenade deck. So this is an outdoor area. It's on deck 4 for point of reference. They've got some classic games like shuffleboard. Taylor and I are gonna be playing a little bit later. They're gonna put chairs out here and also loungers. And if you're doing a longer cruise or you have a day at sea, I love this particular space because you can look out at the beautiful ocean views. You're gonna have the lifeboats just above. So if you wanna come out for a nice breath of fresh air, maybe you're going to the dining room or back and forth. I always love being able to walk outside or inside, and because this is covered up above, it's perfect even if there's inclement weather. But for me, being an old school cruiser, I love having a promenade area where you can go out, walk around, and really enjoy the beautiful views. On deck 3, between the main dining room and Studio B, you're gonna find the art gallery. Royal has had an incredible relationship with Park West Galleries for quite some time. So what I love is that you can come down here. Of course, you can participate in an art auction. There's all kinds of education. The auctioneers know what they're talking about. They're really, really fantastic for the educational standpoint. Or you could just come by and check out all of the incredible art. So there's a walkthrough on the far side. There's art all along the walls here, and even more right here for you to choose from. They're gonna do all kinds of different activities related to that throughout your cruise. Next up is the Focus Photo Gallery. So those of you old school cruisers are used to where they used to print every single photo, put them up on the walls, you'd have to go find them. A little bit of fun in that. But what I love now is they've digitized the entire experience. You take your SeaPass card, you swipe it through here, and each time you take a photo, you're gonna tell them your room number, they're gonna put it on there, or they'll scan the card. And that way, whenever you're ready, you can come down and check out all of the different ones. You can purchase them all as part of a package or one, and then they also have several different printing options. Another choice that you can take advantage of on board is Picture This Photo Studio. So getting on board a cruise, a lot of people love to take their Christmas card photos, those memories that are gonna last a lifetime. Maybe you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, or a family reunion. This is a photo studio where you can go and actually have a sitting. So they'll go in there, they'll do several different kinds of styles and portraits, and they can even match it together with whatever it is that you'd like. First off, thank you so much for spending your time with us today, and I hope you enjoyed our tour of the beautifully amplified Freedom of the Seas. We had an incredible time here cruising this week. We've absolutely loved it. But I'm gonna close right here. I know we usually do this outside, but I can't wait to get in and get some sushi. But of course, when you are ready to book your next cruise, reach out to Harr Travel. We are your Royal Caribbean experts. We know the spaces inside and out. We have an amazing relationship with them, and we know that we can craft a vacation of a lifetime for you, your friends, family, or group at an incredible value. Now it's time for a spider roll.